Do you find yourself burdened with the cancer of student loans? Well, today I'm going to show you 6 ways you can get traction quickly on paying them down. My fiance has $390,000 in student loan debt. How on earth do we start to pay this back? This real post from a user on Reddit is a classic example of the mess many people find themselves in today. I'm going to share with you today 6 practical ways you can make a plan to destroy your student loans quickly. Before we begin though, I want to emphasize, if you don't already have student loans, run from them. If you already have some, stop adding more and make a plan. There are so many other ways to pay for college that don't involve essentially taking out a mortgage amount of student loan debt. Pick a different school, use an in-state college, work through school, which is shown to increase your test scores, by the way. Do your basic studies at a community college and then transfer. Something. Getting into student loan debt, much of which is federal and non-bankrupt-able, is easily one of the worst, if not the worst, financial decisions you can make. Now that I've warned those who have not gone that route, if you find yourself with student loan debt, here are 6 tactics you can use to get the edge on them. First, be proactive. You need to have a solid plan for how you're going to do this. Depending on student loan forgiveness is not a plan. I've been coaching since 2011 and I've never had a single client or heard of a person ever getting their student loans forgiven. In most programs, most commonly the public student loan forgiveness program, they require you to make 120 consecutive or non-consecutive payments in order to qualify. That's 10 years worth of payments. Even then, you still have to go through an application process to have them forgiven. It's not guaranteed. The first applicants weren't even eligible until October 2017, and I've yet to find one person qualify. There's always some technicality or reason why they don't get approved. And even if you did get approved, only the balance of what's left after at least 10 years is forgiven. And whatever's forgiven is considered taxable income and can result in a large tax bill that you'll owe in full immediately at filing time. So if your plan is to be forgiven from your student loans, understand it's likely a pipe dream. And at the very least, you could result in thousands or tens of thousands of taxes owed. So be proactive. Second, get hustling. Building a side hustle in addition to your job is more possible than most realize. Your income is your most powerful wealth building tool, and one step towards becoming wealthy is eliminating debt. Get creative. Utilize that degree you're still paying for and think outside of the box. Could you run Facebook ads for small businesses, deliver pizzas, tutor someone learning what you just studied, etc.? Now is the time to prove your mettle. For more ideas along this line, check out my previous video, 20 side hustles to attack and profit from right now. If you can combine this strategy of earning more on the side with the next tip in this video, you can really start to rock the boat and take charge of your financial future. Third, live way below your means. I know this is the least fun situation, but it's still more fun than keeping student loans around so long you think they're a pet. There's many ways to reduce expenses, and sitting down with a coach one-on-one can be very helpful in thinking outside the box. But for now, let's just focus on housing. One way to do that is to rent from your parents. I know it's not ideal, it's the least desirable situation, but how much traction could you get if you didn't have housing costs? I showed one client who had just graduated real estate law school how she could pay off $169,000 in student loans in just 5 years. This is the power of focus and living below your means. Another way to help with housing costs is to bunk up on the cheap. Living in the inexpensive yet safe part of town with 1 or more roommates is a great way to keep your expenses low. Just make sure you choose responsible roommates and there's someone whose role is the administrator of the household to make sure rent is collected in a timely manner and bills are paid on time. Have clear boundaries that all agree on and sign something together so you're not left holding the bag should they flake. Fourth, live on a real budget. Living on a budget is a surefire way to protect your dollars and keep you on track towards reaching your goals. There are thousands of good things that can easily distract us from the best plan. For more information on best practices for budgeting, check out my previous video, How to Build a Strong Budget That Actually Sticks. Fifth, consider a refinance. In my opinion, this should get the least of your attention and not be the first thing you take action on. If, however, your interest rates are 6% or higher, you may want to do a little research on what options are out there. Student loans are often so large that specialized programs exist, so be very wary and read all the fine print. Consult with your coach on the best strategy because they're rarely favorable. With so many options out there though, it's at least worth considering. If, however, the refinance requires a consolidation, I would likely turn it down. If you consolidate, it could take away from your ability to compound your efforts. And that leads us to our last way to destroy your student loans, which is isolate and assassinate. Many student loans are structured to be paid with one minimum payment, but that's actually multiple loans with different interest rates and not just one single loan. Get all the specific individual balances, interest rates, and if available, minimum payments, and build them into the debt snowball payoff process. As you pay down the loans in an aggressive fashion, focus all your attention on the smallest and inquire with the loan holder the exact method to make sure all your extra dollars are going to principal of the loan you're targeting, not also to interest. For more specifics on how the debt snowball process works, watch my previous video, How to Crush Debt for Good. So get angry, get aggressive, and don't settle for staying in student loan debt for the rest of your life. There is hope. I hope you found this information helpful. Make sure to download my free ebook, The Money Finder, which helps you save in 6 major expense areas, and come join me in the Strong Together Money community. It's my free Facebook community designed to keep you focused, informed, and growing on your financial journey. This has been Jeremy with Strength in Numbers, helping you find more money to fund your dreams.